seems like it's been a while since the last game coming off the bye. I would say that I was very excited and pleased in how we finished that game. Going into the game, we knew we had a tough task trying to take away two of the best receivers in the game. And I thought the guys did an excellent job for us executing the game plan. We knew coming in from a standpoint of playing a lot of split safety that we were going to give up some things in the run game, and that was part of the game plan, really to try to stop those guys. Now, I would be honest with you, some of the big runs came from an 8-man front, and we got to do a much better job in regards to fitting our gaps, being disciplined, and making sure that, we make the tackles when given the opportunity. So, but I thought down the stretch, I was very proud of how the guys finished and came up with a play when we needed it. So when you look at, and I'm going to go ahead and address this up front, I'm going to allow Coach to deal with the personnel issues in regards to the things that happen in regards to the trade. I will say this game is all about change, and those changes come through injuries. Sometimes it comes through trade, as you saw the other day. But we got to do a great job of pressing and moving forward and get ready to win the next game. I say I have total confidence in the guys that we have here, A.Z. Thomas, Brandon Stevens, Malachi, Jarvis Brownlee. I can keep going on the guys on the back end as well as the front, because what I've seen, I saw the toughness, the physicality, the competitive nature. We can win with that. And those are the guys right here that I'm excited about to coach, and I'm looking forward to going into this next game. In regard to the next game, throw the record out the window, all right? The Browns are a good football team. Outstanding running game with this rookie running back, along with Ford. Tremendous receiving core with the tight ends and Judy. And Gabriel's done a great job just really orchestrating and running that offense. So we've got a tough task ahead of us this week. And number one, it starts with stopping the run, the one thing that we struggled with a little bit the previous game. So with that, I'll take your questions.
I know you don't want to talk about personnel. How do you replace a player like Quinnen both as a player and as a leader on the defense? Not being disrespectful at all. I want to focus on the guys that are here. I think, the leadership that we still have in that room, that side of the ball, those guys are going to step up, Sherwood, et cetera, and really get the things done that we need to get done. It was great to be able to get an addition with, Harrison. I think he is a veteran leader that's going to be able to take ownership in that room as well. And again, we can't sit here and ponder about the past. Those are great players, great people. Phenomenal individuals, but they're not canceling the damn season. So we got to press and move forward and get ready to play a football game.
What did you think about AZ in his first start against Cincinnati? And also, can you talk about now what's ahead for him with this opportunity?
I think I said from day one, it's never been too big for him. I love his confidence. I love his poise, his humility. The guy works hard each and every day. When you talk about his physical traits, he's long, physical at the line of scrimmage, can run. So I'm excited about the opportunity that he has now to be able to step up and continue to be able to start for us and make plays. Same thing when you look at the injury with Cisco. And like I said, it comes in different forms, opportunities. And I think Malachi is going to do a great job, as he's continuing to do, for his progression and getting better each and every week.
One of the guys that is here is Quincy Williams still. He told us that he's with the twos now. What can he do to get back on the field, and what you've seen from him this year?
Quincy is still a major part of what we're trying to accomplish and get done. I think he may have said it yesterday to you guys. Just the details that we talk about, and that's with everybody, great eyes, the valid playing downhill, particularly at that linebacker position, using your hands. And I think he's still going to be part of, what we're trying to accomplish and get done. As you know, up front, it's still fluent up there. We rotate guys. We got different packages that we have within the defense for his base, nickel, dime. So I still see him being a part of what we're trying to accomplish.
Is part of that, is that a motivational thing? You want him to get back to playing the way you know he's capable of?
Well, I don't want to use, talking about motivation. I believe in grown man conversations. You don't have, different tactics we try to motivate guys. You just have grown man conversations. You put out there exactly what they need to do. And I think he understands that. And as he stated, he's willing to be able to correct some of those things. That's what I like about him as a person and who he is, on the field as a player as well.
You alluded to it before, but Malachi has been starting for you. What changes now that Cisco is out? What is your expectation for him in terms of additional responsibility?
Well, when I say you talk about Cisco being out now, is that taking more of a leadership role back there. TA is back in the fold for us. Malachi now just being a little bit more vocal, making the checks now since Cisco is out, getting everybody aligned. Just that communication piece.
Obviously, with Quincy going to twos, that means Kiko play a lot. Obviously, what have you seen from Kiko, especially the last few weeks?
I've seen a lot development growth, even coming out of the game with Denver in London. Just his physical play downhill, and that's one of the biggest things that we're talking about as a defense, identity, and really trying to help the guys up front with a lot of, the duo runs we get, the double teams. That we got to be great getting downhill and being physical and getting the double teams off, and you see that with him. His ability to be able to rush now as a blitzer, I think he's progressed and gotten better with that, and that's always the key with me in the fact that who can get to the quarterback and trying to put guys in position to be successful.
When you went back and looked, what did you see from Sherwood? Because I think that was the last game. He didn't start last game, but then he came in. What did you see from him and how he handled this situation?
Well, again, a veteran guy, someone that I consider to still be, a leader of this football team. And again, he came in with great poise, understanding we're trying to win a football game. And when you're a seasoned vet like that, you realize again what's at stake. You accept responsibility for maybe the things that you may have done, and you press and move forward. And that's what I saw that he did within that game against Cincy.
Is that what you expect of Quincy too in this situation, like him to respond?
No question, and those are the things that we talked about, and understanding that everybody wants the best for the defense, for this team. And nothing is ever personal. That's why, again, you have the grown man conversation, you put on the tape, and you address the issues, and you want guys to get better. And believe me, I'm looking at myself first. I got to do a much better job each and every week as well, and from a standpoint of game planning and making sure that each week's going to be different than what we're trying to take away, and I got to do a great job of putting those guys in position. So it's not only on the players, it's on all of us.
And what is juncture this in the season? When you're not in pads every single day, how are you practicing, tackling and just the players working on that? I think it's the intent, is the mindset. Even when you're not taking no one to the ground, you're still putting yourself in position, to finish. So good eyes, good knee bend, and most importantly, that intent of trying to go and get the ball out. That's the one thing that we're still striving for, still coaching hard. Guys are working on. We need more takeaways each and every week. So those are one things that we're trying to strive and get.
What's the process going to be like getting Mozzie and Taylor in the defensive back?
Well, great additions for us. I'm glad we got them. Taylor gives you that flexibility on the back end. From a standpoint of just being able to play inside and outside. Mozzie right here, high draft pick, high motor guy, can stop the run. So it's just really, getting those guys in the fold, getting them up to the speed with the playbook and seeing how things go.
That's good to be back in the saddle this week after the bye week. It was really nice for the team to head into the bye week with that, coming off that win against Cincinnati. That was a really good thing for us to get that taste of victory right before the bye week. I know we talked the last time we were here about finishing a game, and we had an opportunity to do that, and the guys went out and performed on both sides of the ball, not just offense, but on defense, coming up with the win there to get that stop. Right now our focus is on Cleveland. This is another tough defense. They're ranked high in a lot of defensive categories, obviously led by number 95, Myles Garrett, who is he's an issue in and of himself, as we all know. So we'll have to have a good plan for that. But we're looking forward to that challenge, of course, as always. Got a couple of new players in the building with Adonai Mitchell and John Metchie, and we're getting to know those guys, and we're all working diligently to get those guys up to speed as much as possible. Each at their own pace, and they'll be ready when they're ready. But we're excited to have those players in the building. They add some good versatility and some new talent to the room, and we're excited about those guys. With that, we'll take any questions.
What can you say about those guys individually in terms of what kind of receivers again?
Yeah, again, I know AG and Mooj have touched on those guys previously, but like Adonai, really like his size and his speed and his physical traits. Just even going back to college in his days, I know he's at Texas and Georgia, so he did a lot of good things. Remember looking at him and evaluating him coming out, and we were high on him as well. So really like his skill set. And then Metchie, just going back a few years, even further than that, and you just watch some of the tape, and just a versatile player that has a lot of different things that you really like with reliability. He can get in and out of breaks, and he's got some good speed, and just those things where he can fit into several different spots that you like on the roster. So we're really excited about those guys.
How can you bottle up what Justin did against the Bengals and then kind of carry that throughout the rest of the year?
Yeah, it was really incredible. Honestly, it was really incredible. And I told him, just how proud I was of him, of how he handled everything, just, going and getting us into that win, and things go on. And yeah, he's just a resilient player and just a resilient person. And he's just somebody that you love to be around. And we're just so excited to keep building on what we have right now, if that makes sense,
Reese told us that he came to you guys and said, give me the ball 20-25 times
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I mean, when you see him produce like that,
Sure.
how much easier is it for you and the offense to get rolling?
Yeah, what's really easy, or not, I shouldn't say easy because nothing's really easy, but when you do get production like that, it's a little bit, it's relieving, as a play caller, just personally, and you see the ball all of a sudden it's hitting for 6-7 yards of carry. It's like, why don't we just do that again? So it makes it easier for me as a play caller. And then when those runs are hitting and the O-line's blocking and he's hitting the holes, obviously Isaiah did a great job too. It opens up that pass game down the field where then we go make the plays in the pass game, and now they kind of have to play both sides of the equation instead of just hunkering down on one facet of the offense.
He's not going to get 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter every game, we know that. But, what did he show you?
Yeah. He just showed his toughness, his mental toughness to stay with it. I mean, it wasn't like all perfect in the first half, but we just kept going, and he kept pushing and stay the course. Didn't really try to do more than his job was. It just it just kind of finally cracked, and all of a sudden we got some big ones there in the fourth quarter, and it was awesome to see him get in the end zone. And then obviously with the pass at the end of the game was pretty sweet.
Justin looks so much more decisive in the pocket against Cincinnati than the previous couple of games. Like the rhythm, the timing, just all of them seem to be clicking. What was happening that wasn't in the previous game?
I would say it's hard to put just one, put it on one thing, but like I think practice really translated to the game that week, which was really, really good. I mean, you guys have been out there at times at practice, and we've had some really good practices, and the guys have talked about it, is translating our practice to the games, and I thought it really came through there. I thought the support cast was really good. The O-line did a great job. It gave him some time in the pocket to assess and decipher what's going on defense, and he got to the top of his drop. He hitched and let it rip, man. With confidence, and the guys were open and in the right spot. So I think all of that put together was really helpful.
Isaiah Davis also had a really impactful game against the Bengals.
Yeah.
So let's talk about him, what you say from him too as well.
Absolutely. Again, another versatile player that is a player that he's deserving of touches. You go into a game and there's 65 plays in a game, and it's like, who's going to get these 65 attempts or these 65 touches? And he's a player that we always have noted as like, okay, he's got to touch the ball. You don't want to say a certain amount of times, but that's a guy that has to get the ball, and he showed just his versatility as well. He can get out into in empty and run a shallow cross on a mesh concept and go get 26 yards on a 3rd and 7. Was awesome. And then run through some power, run through some arm tackles in the run game. I thought it was really, really good.
How do you manage that when you got both really running backs rolling like that?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, there's a little bit of play in the game. Does somebody have a hot hand or not? But it's also a matter of, hey, we know each of these guys needs to get these touches. So there is a little bit of tinkering with that Nick has to do in the game, and obviously in the game plan we note some plays. Hey, we want him on this play, or we want him on that play for sure.